Welcome to the Joe Rogan Experience. Today we have an extraordinary guest, Ulysses, formerly affiliated with Caesar's Legion and currently residing in the Divide.
Thanks for having me, Joe. A long road it's been to get here.
I can imagine. For our listeners who may not know, can you explain what Caesar's Legion and the Divide are?
This should be obvious, but Caesar's legions, it's a tribe, trying to forge itself into a nation by the hand of Caesar. A man who took the history of Rome as his blueprint. The Divide, it's a place, a tear in the earth, a home I made for myself after the Legion.
Fascinating. So, you've been a part of this Legion. What was that like?
It was a culture of strength, unity, obedience. But it had its faults. It chose to ignore the value of the individual, made a man less than a man, a cog in the machine.
That's a very profound way of looking at it. Do you think there's any comparison to be made with how society is structured in our world today?
The world you know, it's different, but not so different. People cling to structures, systems to give their lives meaning, order. Sometimes they forget themselves in the process.
That's true. There's a lot of people who lose themselves in the systems they're part of. To me, those familiar elements could be work, government, or social media. In some ways, it feels like we're all part of some legion or another, just trying to make sense of the world.
Yes, the bear and the bull, different beasts. But beasts still, be it Caesar's Legion or your own tribes. It's all about power, control. The trick is remembering who you are, not losing yourself to the mask you wear.
That's a very interesting perspective, Ulysses. Shifting gears a bit, it seems like you're very big on old world symbols. Can you explain what these symbols represent and how they've influenced your worldview?
The old world. It left behind symbols, history. Sometimes they're reminders of what we've lost. Sometimes warnings of the path not to tread. The flag of the old world, the stars and stripes. To some it's hope. To others, a reminder of destruction.
It's interesting how symbols can have such differing interpretations. They really do carry the weight of history with them.
Yes. And often, those who forget the past are doomed to repeat it. Like the Divide, the old world symbols serve as reminders of the path walked and those yet to be trodden.
So, these symbols from the past, do they guide your decisions today? What role do they play in your current life in the Divide?
They remind me of the roads I've walked, the mistakes made, and the lessons learned. Like the old world flag on my back, it's a burden, a responsibility to remember, to strive for a better path. The Divide is a harsh place, a symbol itself. It serves as a testament to the destructive power of old wars and forgotten technologies. It's a warning and a teacher. Everyone has a history, their own symbols. It's up to us to decipher them, learn from them. That's the way forward as I see it.
There's a lot of wisdom in that, Ulysses, acknowledging and learning from the past, while also striving for a better future. It's a balance that we all should strive for. Now let's move on to another topic. I know that you used to be close with Caesar, who was another guest on our show. How would you describe him?
Caesar, he's a man of vision, of strength. He saw the tribes of the wasteland and saw potential, a nation. But he's also a man of paradoxes. He carries an old world book, speaks old world words, but condemns the old world. He claims to despise its weakness, but he's a part of it, whether he admits it or not.
That's a very nuanced take. It sounds like there's a lot of complexity there, a lot of contradiction.
The world's a complex place, filled with paradox. The challenge is seeing them, acknowledging them. Caesar, he's blind to his own contradictions. That's his failing, his weakness.
So in a sense, his greatest strength, his conviction, his vision, could also be seen as his greatest weakness because it blinds him to these paradoxes, to the complexity of the world.
Yes, strength, vision, they're vital. But so is understanding, self-awareness. The day you believe you have nothing left to learn, that's the day you've lost. Whether you're a man, a tribe, a nation.
That's deep, Ulysses. It sounds like you've done a lot of thinking on this. And I think there's a lot of truth to what you're saying. No matter how much we achieve, there's always more to learn, always more complexity to unravel. I've heard that you've not only been to the Big Empty, but you've also been to Utah and the region surrounding New Canaan. What is your experience there, especially with the White Legs?
The Big Empty. It's a place of old ghosts, of forgotten science. Dangerous, but full of lessons, if you're willing to learn. Utah, New Canaan, they're different. Green, alive, even with the scars of the old world. They've been shaped by the tribes there, the White Legs among them.
The White Legs, they're a pretty notorious tribe, right?
Yes, notorious is one way to describe them. The White Legs, they're a tribe consumed by a hunger for power, for conquest. They tried to earn Caesar's favor by burning New Canaan, destroying something beautiful for the sake of ambition. I taught them, gave them tools, not knowing the ends they'd use them for. It's a mistake I carry with me.
That sounds like a heavy burden, Ulysses. But it's also a very human one. We all have actions, decisions that we regret. The important thing is learning from those experiences and using that knowledge to make better decisions moving forward.
That's the hope, Joe. To learn, to grow. We all walk our own roads, make our own mistakes. What matters is what we take from those journeys, the lessons we learn. That's what shapes us, defines us. That's what I've tried to do, since Utah, since the White Legs. I carry the past with me, but I don't let it rule me.
That's a very powerful perspective, Ulysses. I think there's a lot we can all learn from that. Thanks for sharing.
The journey here, it was worth it. To share, to learn, that's the way forward for all of us. Thanks for having me, Joe.
Are you tired of the same old casinos with their stuffy atmosphere and boring games? Then it's time to hit up the Atomic Wrangler, where the party never stops. At the Atomic Wrangler, we've got everything you need to have a good time. From our wide selection of hookers and slot machines and table games to our legendary live entertainment. And with our friendly whores, I mean staff, and our unbeatable prices, you won't find a better place to let loose and blow off some steam. But the Atomic Wrangler is more than just a casino. We're also your one-stop shop for all your needs in Freeside. From our full-service bar to our top-of-the-line hotel rooms, we've got you covered. And with our convenient location right on the Strip, you'll be in the heart of the action in no time. So what are you waiting for? Come on down to the Atomic Wrangler and experience the thrill of gambling like never before. Remember, the Atomic Wrangler, where the fun never stops. Thanks to all you wonderful folks down at the Atomic Wrangler for sponsoring the Joe Rogan Experience, the new California Republic's #1 podcast. And can someone please tell Destiny that I've sent her payment via the Mojave Express? One of their couriers picked it up and is on their way to deliver it to her right now. I think it was Courier 6. And will someone also tell Destiny to stop threatening me? She keeps saying she's going to tell my wife about what we did, and honestly, I really don't need that right now.